Hello, this is my second video which explains the structure and functions of plasma membrane. In this study, we will understand the fluid mosaic model of membrane and functions of phospholipids, proteins, carbohydrates in plasma membrane. So, introduction to this, the plasma membrane defines the boundary of the cell and determines the nature of its contact with the environment. Plasma membrane encloses the borders of the cell, and rather than being static bag, it is a dynamic and constantly in flux. The plasma membrane is sufficiently flexible, such as red blood cells and white blood cells, to change the shape as they pass through narrow capillaries. In addition, the surface of the plasma membrane carries markers that allows the cells to recognize one another, which is vital as the tissues and organs form during early development, and which later plays a role in the self versus non-self distinction of immune response. So this is the bilayer, where you can see phospholipid bilayer, where the upper surface it is hydrophilic in nature, and in between these two layers this region is hydrophobic. If you study the structure in detail, the plasma membrane carries the receptors. These are the receptor molecules, which are attachment sites for specific substances that interact with the cell. So these receptor molecules are structured to bind with a specific substance. For example, the specific receptors for the membrane create the changes in the interior, that means inside the cell. Such changes are in the enzymes of metabolic pathways. These metabolic pathways might be vital for providing the cell with energy and making specific substance for the cell, or it may be in the breaking down the cellular waste or toxins for disposal. The receptors on the plasma membrane exterior surface, they interact with the hormones, neurotransmitters, and allow their messages to transmitted inside the cell. This is inside the cell, and these are the receptor molecules. Some recognition sites are used by viruses as attachment points. Although they are highly specific, but the pathogens like viruses may involve in exploit the receptors to gain entry into the cell by mimicking the specific substances that the receptor recognize, that mean to bind. This specificity helps to explain why human immunodeficiency virus or any other types of hepatitis viruses invade in only a specific cells. This is again the double membrane structure, where you can see membrane proteins. They are globular proteins, glycoproteins, which are attached with a carbohydrate moiety, and there the glycolipids, and this is a cholesterol which is present in the hydrophobic region. Okay, and this is the structure of plasma membrane. So many models were proposed. In 1972, S.J. Singer and Gert L. Nicholson proposed a model known as a fluid mosaic model. According to this, the fluid mosaic model describes the structure of plasma membrane as a mosaic of components, where it has protein channel, where it has a globular proteins, with cholesterol, glycoprotein, peripheral proteins, integral proteins. Okay, so including the phospholipids, cholesterol, proteins, in which the components are able to flow and change their position. They are not rigid, they can move inside this. So while maintaining the basic integrity of the membrane, both phospholipid molecules and embedded proteins are able to diffuse rapidly and laterally inside the membrane. The fluidity of plasma membrane is necessary for the activities of certain enzymes and transport molecules. If you study the diameter, the plasma membrane ranges from 5 to 10 nanometer thickness as a comparison to human red blood cells and visible via light microscopy, and also approximately 8 micrometer thick, or approximately 1000 times thicker than the plasma membrane. So this is the structure of where the photograph shows the outer membrane, cell wall, and the inner membrane. When the inner membrane is enlarged, again it is a double bilayer with a dimension. The plasma membrane is embedded with many proteins, primarily a bilayer of phospholipids with embedded proteins. So carbohydrates, glycolipids, glycoproteins. In animal cell, there is a presence of cholesterol. So the amount of cholesterol in the animal plasma membrane regulates the fluidity of the membrane and changes based on the temperature of the cell environment. In other words, the cholesterol acts as an antifreeze in cell membrane and is more abundant in animals that live in cold climates. See, this is a hydrophobic layer. This is hydrophilic layer. So hydrophilic layer is mainly because of this phosphate group, okay, which are attached to the glycerol backbone, and these are the two fatty acid, and these are phospholipids. This is a membrane protein, and this is a structure of bilayer. As I told you in the previous slide, the main fabric of membrane is composed of two layers of phospholipid molecules. The polar ends of this, so this region is a polar end. These are contact with aqueous fluid both inside and outside. This is inside and this is outside. The outside surface of the plasma membrane, they are hydrophilic. In contrast, the interior, where these two double layer meet, the interior of the membrane between these two surfaces is hydrophobic region, because they are mainly, it is a two fatty acids. And non-polar region, because the fatty acid tails, because of the presence of fatty acid tail, this is the structure of fatty acid, this region has no attraction for water. In other words, it is hydrophobic. Coming to membrane proteins, proteins make up a second major chemical component of plasma membrane. The integral proteins are embedded inside so these are all integral proteins. They are embedded in the plasma membrane, and they may span all the part of the membrane. The integral proteins may serve as the channels or pumps to move the material into and out of the cell. The peripheral proteins, they are bound to the exterior. The peripheral proteins, they are attached the exterior and interior surface of the membrane either to integral proteins or to the phospholipid molecules. Both integral and peripheral proteins may serve as enzymes and as a structural attachment of the fibers of cytoskeleton. So this is, if you take the inside the protein, so they are the sites for the attachment of cytoskeleton, and they are also act as a part of cell recognition sites. The carbohydrates also third major component of the plasma membrane. They are always found on the exterior surface of the cell. So these are carbohydrate moieties, maybe a glucose, galactose or mannose. They are bound either to the proteins forming glycoproteins or to the lipids forming glycolipids. These carbohydrate chains may consist of 2 to 60 monosaccharide units, or they may either straight or branched. Along with the peripheral proteins, the carbohydrates form the specialized sites on the cell surface that allow the cells to recognize each other. So this is the carbohydrate moieties, how they are attached with the maybe with the proteins or also with the lipids. So you can in detail you can watch the functions of the plasma membrane by taking this link. So next video I will explain in detail about the functions of plasma membrane. Thank you.